Good morning. Thank you for clicking on this video. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. As you can tell by the title, I'm begging for y'all to stop buying useless garbage. I'm talking about shopping as a hobby. I'm talking about fast fashion hauls, habitual Amazon ordering, cheaply made Hobby Lobby or home goods seasonal decor, or stupid plastic collectibles like those dumb sparkly dumplings that were everywhere for a while. Like, what were those? Definitely useless. Especially in American culture, there has been an overwhelming emphasis on consumption over community and aesthetics over ethics. We need to remember what it means to be mindful consumers. We need to think about the objects we consume with a focus on the whole life cycle of the object, from the process of creation to the process of disposal, and whether that impact is justified for the use of that item. Also, we need to be more critical of the companies we support. Before you spend your money, think critically about whether you want to support that company. Ask questions like, if you purchase from them, will that benefit your local economy? And also ask if that company has policies that relate to employee welfare and environmental preservation. For example, fast fashion companies are notorious for high rates of carbon emissions and pollution, as well as poor working conditions for garment workers. This is because these companies emphasize profit over everything else. The fast trend cycles and emphasis on pumping out quantity over quality means that the environment and the workers are who pays the price. Additionally, people are buying more clothing items and wearing them fewer times before disposal. Then they are disposed of in landfills or shipped to less affluent countries for disposal there.
The average American throws away 82 pounds of textile waste each year, adding up to more than 11 million tons of textile waste from the U.S. alone. Most of this waste is non-biodegradable, meaning it sits in landfills for 200 years or more, while releasing harmful gases into the air.
This problem is not relegated to the fashion industry. High-income countries have massive rates of consumption, and we shift the burden of production and disposal onto less affluent countries. Yes, a large part of this problem is megacorporations and global systems of exploitation. However, individual people can vote to change the system in a myriad of ways, including with their literal votes, their actions, and their spending habits. People who have the mental and financial bandwidth have a moral responsibility to try and hold people and networks in power responsible for the harm they cause to humanity and to the natural environment. The pressure of a significant portion of society can lead to societal change, which will make sustainable and equitable living more accessible to all people, even people who otherwise don't care about the environment. When the barriers to ethical living are lower, more people will be able to live in a more ethical way. Remain optimistic, care about community, and not consumption. So, what are some changes you can implement in your day-to-day life to promote a culture of conservation? First, stop purchasing from fast fashion companies if you still do. Try and support small, ethically made brands instead. And watch out for greenwashing. A great option for clothes and home decor is thrifting. I love thrifting clothes. You can get more items for lower costs, and you can curate a closet that is unique to you, with pieces that are not worn by everyone. Additionally, for home decor, I've gotten a lot of my furniture from secondhand stores or from family members who weren't using it anymore. I also know that some people have great success with local buy nothing groups or through Facebook Marketplace. Basically, try and buy as much as you can secondhand, or reduce consumption when things aren't needed. The most sustainable item is the item that you already own. Second, cancel your Amazon subscription and buy necessities locally instead. In my opinion, even going to a grocery store such as Kroger or Aldi for household essentials is better than ordering it on Amazon. And for non-essentials, find a specialty retailer that sells what you need, or buy directly from the seller's website instead. And of course, for things like clothing, children's toys, artwork, art supplies, books, etc., buy local if you can. Third, consider items that you consume that you might not even think about, since they're free. Single-use plastic is horrible for the planet and absolutely not worth the environmental cost. So here are some easy changes you can make in your everyday life to reduce your use of single-use plastics. Most obviously, use a reusable water bottle. Also, if your house does not have good drinking water, I would invest in a water filter instead of using single-use plastic. When you go shopping, bring your own reusable bags. You can also get reusable produce bags. Bring your own silverware. I have a set of camping silverware in my backpack that I use at my office job or when I'm out to eat at a fast casual restaurant that does not provide metal silverware. Also, you could bring a glass or thermos to coffee shops. I bring glass jars in the summer for iced coffee and a thermos in the winter for hot. I also will bring Tupperware for when I think I will have leftovers when I eat out. And for women, I would consider switching to reusable period products. You can find the kind that works for you. I personally am a little freaked out by the idea of the period cups, so I use reusable period underwear and cloth pads. I like the NYX brand and the Tree Hugger cloth pad brands, respectively. Overall, you can also consider changing what industries you support. Don't use AI. It's terrible for the environment and makes people stupider and reduces human connection. Also, you could consider reducing your meat consumption. Large-scale animal agriculture is terrible for the planet, and also, in my opinion, I don't think we should be killing conscious feeling beings for a meal when we have the ability to meet our nutritional needs elsewhere. And obviously, boycott Amazon and fast fashion and instead give your money to local shops and restaurants, or go to the farmer's market for groceries, etc. Your local economy needs your money a lot more than Jeff Bezos or any other billionaire does. Also, perhaps most importantly, you can talk to your friends and families about the importance of consuming less, living more sustainably, and supporting a circular economy. Cultural shifts require more than just individual action. Finally, if you have extra time and money, don't shop. Shopping is not a hobby and it's wasteful and it wastes money as well. Instead, you could volunteer, develop a new hobby or interest, or take a class to learn something new. It will be much more rewarding than owning another item. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll have some sources and additional resources linked in the description. And if you're curious to learn more about the environment and climate change, I will have my specific playlist that I made about resources related to the environment below, and I would also like to specifically highlight a TED Talk on climate tipping points that I found really moving and would really encourage you to watch after this video. Additionally, Shauna Rapari's channel will also be linked below. She specifically talks about overconsumption, fast fashion, the buy and declutter cycle, etc. And I think she does a really good job breaking down that side of this issue more in depth. And as always, please leave your thoughts below. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing so you can listen to me yap again. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace and love. Bye.